that one. Just kidding. I'll tell you what, that is a little bit embarrassing when you come in unprepared, right? When you reach around the way, did I do that or did you?
Yeah, I think we did that.
I do that? Okay. It's touchy, is that what I need to know? Touchy. First of all, thank you, Patrick. That's my husband, by the way. If you guys don't know my husband, Patrick. Ever since God called me in the ministry, he was being called in to be a pastor's spouse, not me over. God called me, man, I'm out of breath. I'm out of shape, holy cow. Maybe it was that bagel I had down there. Anybody else know their bagel this morning or their donut? Over the summer, we have been doing a preseason workout with our boys. You guys know my kids, PJ and Isaac and Noah. They all play soccer, so we're doing the soccer preseason workout.
I play soccer.
And I learned something about myself. I'm half as fast as my husband. And he used to be a runner, so that's an accomplishment. What I mean by that is, given the same amount of time, I go half the distance he goes. So I'm half as fast. But I'm not ashamed. Holy cow, we're going to have to start those workouts again, honey. Because I can't do this. All right, as I think about how silly I must have looked up here, I'm thankful for a few things. First, I'm thankful that you guys don't have mirrors up here. No. Right? You have, I tell you what, there's nothing worse when you go to the gym and you're working out, and this is what you think you look, oh, where'd you go? That's not it.
Okay, you're going the wrong direction.
I'm going, is that what I did? This is what I think I look like when I'm working out, right? Anybody else? And then you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and you realize this is what you really look like. I'm still trying to get my breath, guys. I don't know how you kept up with me. Now, unfortunately, you know that you guys video here, and once it's on the internet, it's there forever. So I'm not looking forward to having to go back and look at that. Because I can't imagine having to watch myself preach, and I have a hard enough time listening to myself preach. Oh, sorry for your luck this morning. I'm here. I'm just kidding. Why do you do that? Right? We're our own worst critics sometimes, aren't we?
Yes.
Right? How do we do that? When we talk about our looks, our performance, sometimes we are the most hard on ourselves. My husband loves it when I ask that question. How does this look? That's a loaded question then. Do not answer that question. But what he hates more than that is, when you tell me I look okay, I seek a second opinion. Right? But come on, ladies, a guy telling you look okay is different than your girlfriend. Your girlfriend is going to tell you, right? She understands when something doesn't look right. That's not what I came here to talk to you about. I came to talk to you, though, what about when you talk about your faith, when you think about your spiritual self? So I have a feeling that sometimes we are a little bit more lax, and we're not as hard on ourselves spiritually speaking. Anybody else feel that way? Because I know I can go for weeks feeling like I'm doing okay, right? I read my Bible. Was that yesterday I read my Bible? Oh, I went to church this week. I did that. I prayed when I ate. I'm doing okay, right? Anybody else feel that way? Oftentimes, it takes a friend of mine saying, hey, what's going on? Because you look a little bit like a mess. Right? Why? When it comes to our spiritual self, to our faith, are we a little bit more lax? That's what I want to talk to you about this morning. I got to figure out where I am with my slides here. See, I did it again, I'm the wrong way. We're going to be in 2 Kings today, but before we do that, let's pray, because we're going to talk about our big old butts. And I can explain what I mean by that after we do the let's pray first. Dear God, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity to be here. God, as we get into the message, I just ask that you would prepare the hearts of those who are here. And God, more importantly, that you would overtake me, that I would be your instrument, and that the words that they hear this morning would be your words and not mine. And I just ask that you move in a mighty way this morning, and that we are aware of that with him. And I would say your name, amen. So if you want to turn to me, We're going to be in 2 Kings chapter 17. It'll be on the screen too. But before you read the scripture, I want to give you a little bit of background of what's going on here. So, I'm still trying to catch my breath. I'm really on the week, but I apologize. So the Israelites had been given the promised land, right? God had brought them out of Egypt, gave them this land, and he made a covenant with his people. And he said, as long as you follow my command, as long as you follow me, you're going to get to enjoy this wonderful place that I've set aside for you. And they did. They did for a while. They did really good. They had some great kings that when you read about them, it says, and they did what was right in the eyes of God. I don't know about you, but when I'm reading through Kings, I read like, yeah, go you, right? Because there are many more in there where it says, such and such was king, and he did evil in the eyes of God. And it breaks my heart. I'm like, man, I mean, he gave you everything. He showed you everything, right? All you have to do is follow what he says, and you're choosing to do evil. So this is where we were. We had a king that had done evil, that had led the Israelites astray. So God was angry with their disobedience, right? He doesn't like disobedience. And so he allowed the Assyrian king to come in and take the Israelites into captivity. Now, back then, the Assyrians did something that was kind of really smart. And they would take the people into captivity, move them to their bigger cities, assimilate them to their lifestyle, and then they would relocate them. So they had taken the Israelites out of the promised land, and he sends back, I'm going to make sure I get these names right. He sends back people from Babylon, Cuthbert, Abba, Hammon, Sepharvaim, and he had them settle in the land of Samaria, where the Israelites had been. So now we have non-Israelites, or Gentiles, people like us, not of Jewish descent, living in the land that God had promised to those who kept his commandments. But there was a problem. These people had no idea what God required of the people that lived there. So God sent lions, and the lions started to devour the people, okay? Because he wasn't happy with how his land was being treated. So the Assyrian king has this really smart idea, and he says, I'm going to send an Israelite priest back to teach them the requirements. So that's where we are. So this priest had gone back to teach them, and we're going to be in verse 29, Keep going the wrong direction. 29. And it says, even though this priest had gone back and taught them, nevertheless, each national group created its own god in the several towns where they had settled. And they set up in the shrines of the people the Sumerians had left in the high places. The people from Babylon made Succoth-Benoth. Those from Cathal made Nergal. Those from Hamath made Ashima. The Abites made Nephaz and Tartak. And the Sepharvites burned their children in the fire as sacrifices to Adonmelech and Anamelech, the gods of Sarah. There's a lot of big words. But they had been taught what God wanted, and yet they kept serving these gods. Here's what happens, and I want you to pay attention. They worship the Lord, but they also appointed, I went the wrong way. I fixed it. Oh. They worship the Lord, but they also appointed all sorts of their own people to officiate for them as priests in the shrines of the high places. They worship the Lord, but they also serve their gods in accordance with the customs of the nations from which they had been brought. Okay, so let me paint it to you this way. On any given day, they would go into the temple, right? Because the temple was there. And they would give homage to the Lord, the living God. And then they would turn around, they would hike up to the high places, and they would sacrifice to all those other gods. Even burn their children and sacrifice. So basically, they walked into the church building on a Sunday morning and walked out, and on Monday morning were found cursing out their boss. Or lying about their actions. Basically, they continued in the life they knew they weren't supposed to be doing. How did they know? Because the priest had taught them that, right? Yet they still continued to serve the other things that they had let into their lives. They didn't allow themselves to come into that full relationship that God actually wanted with them. They were disobedient. And that disobedience was their butt. What is your butt? Your butt is the thing that keeps you from serving God in a full way. I'm not talking about your B-U-T-T. I'm talking about your B-U-T, your butt. I'm going to get this, I promise. They worship God, but. Right? Anybody here feeling that this morning? That you know that you're here, right? You worship God this morning, right? Everybody worship God this morning, right? We had some great music, we prayed. We really worship God. And we come to that place with Him. Okay, I can hear you. That, I'm not disobedient. I'm doing really good. I'm not drinking. I'm not lying. I'm not sinning in that way. So I'm good, right? Me. Because your butt doesn't have to be a disobedience. It can just be a lack of obedience. We were taught to tell our children one time when they were smaller, and it said, obedience is doing what you're told right away without being asked again. And delayed obedience is disobedience. If we look at the gospel, we can find an example of this immediate kind of obedience. In Mark chapter 1, you don't have to turn there, but in Mark chapter 1, we find the account of Jesus calling Simon and Andrew to follow him. Are you guys familiar with this story? Simon and Andrew are at the lake and they're fishing. They got all their gear out. And back there it wasn't just like a fishing pole and a tackle box. Trying to big nets, right? And they're probably really expensive. They had to handmade them with a lot of material. So they had all of that out at the lake. And they're fishing. They're doing that's their livelihood. That's how they made their living. They fished. And Jesus said, hey, guys, you come follow me. And what did Andrew and Simon say? He said, oh yeah, hey, we want to follow you, but first, let us put our gear away. It's really expensive. Is that what they said? No. They said, oh, we don't want to follow you, but let us save up some money so that we can take care of our family. I can't just quit my job. Is that what they said? No. Do you know what it says? In the Gospels it said, when Jesus called them, it says, and they left their nets immediately. Immediately. I was reading through Isaiah the other day, and it talks about Christ. It says there's nothing special about him. There was nothing that attracted people to him. And I always wondered, what was it about him that people just would follow, right? Because since he wasn't beautiful, it's easy that if somebody who looks nice says, hey, come follow me. It wasn't that. It wasn't his looks. There had been something. They sensed the God in him, right? And they followed him immediately. Now there's another instance in the gospel that's the opposite of this. So if you want to turn with me this time to Matthew chapter 19. We're going to be at verse 16 and 22, so Matthew 19. And we find someone who was not obedient in the same sense as Andrew and Simon. So starting with verse 16, it says this. Someone came to Jesus with this question, Teacher, what good deed must I do to have eternal life? Why ask me about what is good? Jesus replied. There is only one who is good. But to answer your question, if you want to receive eternal life, keep the commandments. Which ones? He asked. And Jesus replied, you must not murder, you must not commit adultery, you must not steal, you must not testify falsely. Honor your father and mother, and love your neighbor as yourself. I obeyed all those commandments, the young man replied. What else must I do? Jesus told him, if you want to be perfect, go and sell all of your possessions and give the money to the poor, and you will have treasures in heaven. Then come and follow me. Here comes his butt. But when the young man heard this, he went away sad, for he had many possessions. Here was a young man with a very big butt, right? He had longed to have eternal life. It was what he wanted. He was asking, how do I get it? He followed all the commandments, but he lacked the obedience. I can just hear him reasoning this as he walked away. I wonder if he had a self-conversation like this, right? This is down in the Bible, this is according to that, but I can hear this. Why? Because I've been there, right? And I can hear him say, all I want to do is serve God. I want to sell everything. I worked so hard to get where I am, I couldn't possibly sell everything. I'm going to do everything else. I am. I can obey the commandments and do what is required by the law. Can't that just be enough? Why? Why do I need to sacrifice everything I worked for? I want to serve God, but the price is just too steep. Anybody else ever have that conversation like that with themselves? Mine often goes, I want to serve you, God, but that is just too crazy. I'll tell you that this message that I'm doing this morning, this was almost my butt. Okay? It is not in my nature to get up here and make a fool of myself. Not even a little bit. I have always lived with the fear of judgment of other people. And so I would think what you were thinking about me, even though you weren't thinking about me, but that's where I lived. And I almost let this be my butt. Like I said at the beginning, I grew up in a very traditional setting, right? And my parents are here. And Mom, Dad, I'm sorry. I am dressed like this because this is how Dad told me to dress this morning. But growing up, we were talking about this downstairs with Phoebe. Saturday morning had a specific thing. First of all, it was curler night. Right?
Or braids.
I remember getting my bath Saturday night, and then we would take the comb and the bag of curlers out to Mom. I'm pretty sure this is how I developed my high pain threshold. Well, because when you're sitting in front of your mom and you're moving and she needs you to sit still,
You get the wax head.
right? Or the whack of the head of the bunch. But it was curler Sunday. We had our hair set in curlers, and our dresses were pulled out to make sure they didn't need to be pressed, right? And we always wore a dress, and nylons or tights, and the little girls wore the tights, and the little bow shoes. Right, the whole 9 yards. That's how you went to church in the morning. My dad still, this is my dad, so spiffy. I love when my dad wears his suit because he looks so spiffy. I love that. But that's how we were raised. We were raised in a certain way. So when God said, high ponytail, workout, clothes, and sweatband, I said, no way, God is crazy. It was my butt. And thank God I didn't listen to that. I thank God I overcame that. Because we all have butts. And the scary thing is it doesn't matter what your butt is, it keeps you from that true relationship with God. From that true serving. So whether it's something that we choose to do or something we choose not to do, it keeps us from what God wants us to do. So what is your butt this morning? What is the thing that keeps you from that complete and perfect service of God? What would the record of your life say? Like it was, by the way, going to church doesn't make you Christian. And I went the wrong way, didn't I? That was up there before. So what would it say? Would yours say, you worship the Lord, but you won't face it and help with the addiction that you have, whether it's to drugs, alcohol, pornography, work, ministry. Do you know ministry can be an addiction?
Yep.
Right? Would it say, you worship the God, but you keep secrets from your spouse and you lie to cover them up? You worship the Lord, but you cheat on tests, students, or on your taxes, adults. Why did you not come in, Archie?
It takes 2 clicks.
2 clicks, thank you. 2 clicks. That was my fault because I didn't do it right. So you cheat on your test, your taxes. You worship the God, but You're involved in unhealthy relationships. Listen up. You hold a grudge, and you won't forgive someone that God's telling you to forgive. You don't read the Word, and you lack understanding of the Word. You worship the Lord, but you refuse to enter college and ministry. Or you have an anemic or non-existent prayer life. You worship the Lord, but you have a toxic thought life. This is somebody here today. You want to hold on to the negative thoughts that are coming into your mind. You let them feed you and fester in you. That's somebody who's dealing with that this morning. God's saying, let it go. Don't live in negativity. You worship the Lord, yet you can't wait to engage in the daily gossip at work. Or at school, or when you're with your friends. Oh my goodness, did you hear what so-and-so did? Right? Some of us live for that. We want to know what's going on. We want to know the dirt. And oftentimes we want to know because it makes us feel better about ourselves, which is not okay. You worship the Lord, but you lack fellowship with other believers. By the way, this in the morning, coming and sitting in your pew, it doesn't count completely as fellowship. There's not enough time in the 2 hours that you're here to have meaningful conversations with the people who made up your faith family. It's important, but it's not enough. You need to be intentional about doing that more than just in those 2 hours on Sunday morning. You worship the Lord, but you skim money from the petty cash account at work. Or you take money out of your parents' wallet and you don't tell them. Or you will step on anyone you can at work so that you can get ahead and get the promotion. You worship the Lord, but you are more worried about money. Like the rich man in Matthew, who wanted eternal life, but wouldn't let go. It doesn't matter how big or small your butt is. The bottom line is that it keeps you separated from God. And it can destroy your Christian witness. You guys know that? If you let your butts get in the way in your lives, you destroy your Christian witness. You know, man, I feel like I should say something to that person about the situation, but I'm not a Christian. What are they going to think if I say something to them? What if they make fun of me for my faith? What if I get in trouble for my faith? There's a great quote at the beginning of the DC Talk song called What If I Stumble? And it says this: the greatest single cause of atheism in the world, you know what atheism is, that's a lack of belief in God, is Christians. Let me say that again. The greatest single cause of atheism in the world today are Christians. Why? Because they acknowledge Jesus with their lips, and then they walk out the door and deny him by their lifestyle. That is what an unbelieving world simply finds unbelievable. I want you to think about your life this past week. What are the things that you've done, whether intentionally or unintentionally, that may have caused an unbeliever to look and say, but they said they were a Christian? That doesn't seem right. So what do we do about it? Right? We've all acknowledged we have butts in our lives, right? If you don't have a butt in your life, I'm going to talk to you. Because I need some more people like that in my life to help me overcome the butts in my life. So, would you all agree that we all have butts in our lives? Things that keep us separated from God. Yes. So what do we do about it? Well, for starters, we need to start sharing our butts with those around us. And you'd like that. We gotta share our butts. Why? Because then He can pray over us. And can keep us accountable to the things that we're struggling with, right? If we don't share our butts, we're not really having fellowship. Right? That's what family does, or it should do. We should share the things that bother us. We should share the things that we're struggling with. Okay? So how do we do that? How do we overcome our bugs? Well, we did a workout this morning, right? I'm still a little warm here. Not gonna lie. So I don't work out for our bugs. No, it doesn't take squats and burpees or Tabatas. And if you don't know what burpees and Tabatas are, go ask DJ and Isaac.
No, don't ask.
I'm pretty sure nobody is supposed to do those.
We need a demonstration.
No.
I'm happening.
So let me propose to you my butt workout. So the first thing is prayer. There it is. The first thing is prayer. You have to be in tune with what God is saying. So, before I elaborate on that, let me say this. Prayer is more than, I wrote this down so I get it right. Prayer is more than, okay, God, I want this, this, and this. Hey, heal that person, bless this one, Okay? Prayer is more than that. Prayer is about seeking God's will, and here's the kicker, and then listening to what He has to say. Right? I heard someone say one time, God doesn't speak anymore, and I say that's baloney. Because He speaks every day to me. Sometimes it's through something that a friend says, or it might be through something that I read in the Bible. Sometimes He's like, hey, back! I stop and pay attention, because I know He's trying to get me. I shared the other day on Facebook that I was up till 2 in the morning, and I couldn't fall asleep. And I said, I heard in the back of my head a friend saying, you can't sleep in the middle of the night. Maybe you should pray, because maybe God's trying to talk to you. But I tell you, when God talks, because usually when you pray at night, you fall asleep, right? You know, the more I prayed, the more awake I was, and the more I was ready to listen and hear what God was saying. And I'm not going to lie, God likes to give me a whole bunch of crazy. And I think that's because I adopted that verse out of 2 Corinthians that said, if I'm crazy, it is for God. If I'm crazy, it is for the glory of God. And if I appear to be in my right mind, it's for your benefit. Right? And so God likes to throw crazy at my mind. Why? Because I'm open to the crazy. So pray for me, because God has put some really crazy things in my heart. And for my family and I to embark on this for us. So prayer is the first thing. The second thing is to read and meditate on the scriptures. Knowledge of the word is so important when it comes to discerning God's will for our lives. Besides, how can you follow what God wants for you if you don't know what that is? Right? It says that we're to test things according to the scriptures. So when you feel like God is telling you to do something, you should hold it up to the scriptures and it should stand. God is never going to tell you to go rob the bank, even if you're going to give the money to the church. He's never going to tell you that. Why? Because He says, thou shalt not steal. Right? He's never going to tell you that. But He might say, hey, I want you to take this money that you made and I want you to put it here. Right? And you might sit there and say, oh my goodness, how will I pay my bills if I do that? In Matthew, He said, sell everything and give it all to the poor. I'm not saying that God is telling you to do that, but He might be, and if He is, I'm telling you, it's scriptural. It's there. So you have to know the Word. And remember, the foreigners that were living in Samaria, what was happening to them? Do you remember what I told you? The lions? Right? They were being devoured by lions. Why? Because they didn't know what God wanted for them. They didn't have that knowledge. But we get that knowledge today? One like them, they didn't have a Bible, right? They had to have a priest come and teach them. We have this right here. Everything that God wants you to do is here. So you got to read and meditate on Scripture. Third, you got to find a workout buddy. Right? Why? You need a workout buddy. And here, someone who works out with you and keeps you motivated. That's what a workout buddy is, right? They're the person that calls you and says, hey, I thought we were going to the gym today. And you're sitting there saying, you need my box. But the workout buddy says, put the Twinkies down and get your butt to the gym with me, right? So you need a spiritual workout buddy. How do you do that? You join a small group where you discuss your struggles. You share your butts, right? If your small group is just reading the Bible and you're not talking about your daily lives, and you're not talking about what those scriptures mean to you and what you're struggling with, it's just a Bible study. It's not a small group. It's not a workout buddy. It's important. It's good, but it's got to be more sometimes. If you don't have one that you can go to, start one. Because here's the great thing: you don't have to know everything to start a small group. You just got to get a group of people together and be willing to share what God is doing. And we had some struggles recently with one of our children, and I was a little bit embarrassed. Nobody wants to admit that you're struggling with your kids, right? I had a kid that failed geometry, had to do summer school. It's not my fault. I did everything I could to get him to do what he needed to do. He just chose for himself. But we don't talk about that, right? We don't say those kind of things. You know what happened when I started sharing the struggles we were having? Mom started saying, "Oh my goodness, we're doing the same thing. My kid is going through this." And I have a network of people who walk through the same things that I was going through. And we're supporting each other and we're loving one another. But how many times you walk into church and you're like, "Hey, I get a smile on my face. I gotta be joyful. I gotta look a certain way. I gotta act a certain way. I can't let them know that I'm dealing with depression or anger or that things aren't going well financially in our lives." Right? We put on a persona for church. Okay, we put on a persona to walk into this building, and you all have different views on what the church is, but are you sharing those things with your church? And lastly, get a trainer. What's the difference between a workout buddy and a trainer? A trainer is someone who has already mastered the journey you're about to go down, that can push you, that can teach you, and make you do more than you're capable of. That's the difference between a workout buddy and a trainer. A workout buddy is going through it with you. A trainer has already been through it and is giving you guidance on how to get through it. We call that discipleship in the church. Now, some rules about a trainer. A trainer should be someone that you trust. Someone that, when you share those really dark, deep, intimate things that you don't want anybody else to know about, you know it's going to stay right there with them. And it should be someone that you allow to evaluate you and speak truth and love into your life. Because spiritual criticism sometimes is the worst to hear. Why? Because we think we're good. I've gone to church, I read my Bible, I pray before I eat. I'm good. And so it's hard sometimes to hear that spiritual criticism. George and Marcy get to do that for me. And they'll tell you, when they call me on my stuff, I get mad, and I step away and I walk away, and then I come back and I say, "I'm sorry, you were right." I'm not sure if that means I'm sorry you were right or I'm sorry, you were right. I do both. Do you guys have that in your life? Do you have someone that can help you on your stuff? If you don't, pray. God will bring someone into your life, and then when He brings that person into your life, you have to be willing to share it with them. And the last and most important step, get up every day and do it, no matter what. If you follow me on Facebook, you might have saw my post yesterday or any social media where I said I'm almost caught up with my reading plan. See, I do this daily reading plan where I'm working to read through the Bible in a year, and it breaks it down by day. And so when I started back in May, I started in May, that's a little late to start. And I started in May, and I said I'm going to share one memory verse every day. So usually it's a picture of my Bible with my cup of coffee, because that's when I read, so I have my coffee. And then there's a verse that's listed on there. And I was doing really good, right? And then one day I don't even remember what happened, and I'm like, it's okay, I'll redouble tomorrow. Except I didn't. So I think that when I posted, it wasn't yesterday, but 2 days ago, there were 5 verses on there. You know know why? Because I read 5 days worth of Bible readings that day. And it wasn't until I started preparing for this that I realized I could stop being accountable to myself. Because that's how I'm accountable. That's one of my accountability things. Is that I share those verses aren't for you. If you're reading them and you're getting something from them, I'm glad. But they're there for me because that's how I stay accountable. When I post a verse, that means I've read for the day. So when I pulled this out and I remembered that I shared that with you guys during this message, oh man, and I went and looked. It had been 10 days. 10 days since I had read my Bible. I didn't even realize. So I need to take them up. So get up every day and do it, especially when you don't feel like it. Was the point of that. But I want you to think about for a moment about the butts in your life. Like we have already said, we all have something. Right? We all have something that keeps us, that we want to hold on to, that God is wanting us to let go of. Maybe you're here this morning and you have put off entering into a relationship with Christ. Maybe that's your butt. I want to be a Christian, but I'm afraid of what my friends are going to think. I want to be a Christian, but I just don't know what to do. I want to be a Christian, but first I got to get all of this in line and clean up my life before that's not biblical. God takes you the way you are, right away. So we've asked you this morning, or maybe you're saying, you're feeling that God's calling you to do something crazy for Him, and you're saying, I want to serve you, but, and usually what follows that but is fear or an excuse, right? Those are the two things usually that follow our butts. Or maybe you're saying, I know that God wants me to change the way I'm living. And I've been making excuses for it. I've been justifying why I haven't let those habits out of my life. But I know God wants me to let them go, but, and again, stubbornness, selfishness, whatever it is. Imagine what would happen if you removed the but in your life, allowed God to do in His will and time in your life. Imagine how sweet and pure your relationship with Him could be. Imagine how your relationship with others would improve. Now imagine what would happen if in your community, if several of you who make up this church family came into that place with God and worked and worshiped with one another in that way. Breckenridge would know what hit it, right? Big things would happen here in Breckenridge. And the question is, are you ready for it this morning? Are you ready to lay down your butts? I'm going to close here in a minute, and I want to remind you guys, the altar is open. I know that's a standard thing in this church. It doesn't matter if we're worshiping or praying or whatever. You guys know this altar is open. If you have a butt in your life that God is saying, I want you to lay this aside, I invite you this morning. I think we're going to do communion, right? Today is World Communion Day. And one of the things that I'm sure Pastor George is going to talk about is that you need to prepare your hearts to receive that communion, right? If there's something that when you go to take communion makes you feel uneasy, like maybe this isn't right in my life, that's your butt. That's your butt. Whatever your big old butt is, God is calling you to lay it down at once, just like the disciples did with their nets, and follow Him. Why? So that we can find a deeper connection with Him, and be a stronger witness for Christ. Because it's what we're called to do, right? Let's pray again. Dear God, we just thank you. Lord, we thank you for just breaking us open. God, and showing us those things in our lives that are keeping us from you. Lord, as we prepare to go into communion this afternoon, I just ask that you would speak to each heart that's here. God, if there's something that is keeping them from that whole relationship with you, from that place where they would just be willing to let everything else go and follow you, God, I just ask that you would grab a hold of their hearts and squeeze it till it hurts, God, so that they can't ignore what you're saying to them. forward and to lay that down, God. Lord, if there's someone here who is dealing with the negative thoughts, anxiety, fear, God, if there's one that has been dealing with an addiction that you're calling them to let go, God, I just ask that you would speak to them this morning, God. Give them the strength. Lord, in your name, we claim deliverance from those things in their lives. Help us, God. Help us to identify the butts in our life. More importantly, God, help us to lay them aside so that we can follow you. We pray this in your name. Amen.